Hey everyone, Aaron here. Welcome back to another anime review. Today we look at Tales of Zestiria the X, episode 22. This wasn't too bad. I mean, for a Tales episode, I'm usually expecting it to always kind of be a little weaker for the most part, but this week's episode was actually solid for once. I really enjoyed it. Its pacing felt a little bit off at times. I felt like they tried to rush some things in, and also the few times they showed characters, like I'll mention a few characters that showed up from Tales of Zestiria, but they felt like they were unneeded to throw in here. I mean, I don't know why they were actually thrown in, and I would love to figure out why that is, because that was probably the biggest issue. But the Lord of Calamity appears, of course, in front of Saray and the group, and really more than anything else, they just hightail it out because they realize they can't deal with him right now. And he's willing to let them because he's not afraid of them. He knows that no matter what, they can't really stand up to him. So they go off on their own, and they actually end up meeting one of the characters from Zestiria, which is I forgot her name off the head. She's one of the cat people, but she's also a very smart cat person. She's actually one of the people that read the book in Tales of Zestiria that leads up to figuring out what they were going to do about the Lord of Calamity in that one, which is of course Velvet at the time. But then Saray has a weird dream sequence during the time where they're resting, everyone's trying to recover, where he sees Velvet Crow, and I was like, why was this here? Why was the other girl even here? Like the cat girl, why was she there? Why was Velvet here? And she's talking about how she's telling the same story that he heard from the book, and she's asking him the question that was asked a lot in Tales of Zestiria about why do birds fly, etc. There's more meaning to it if you actually play the game. I won't spoil that, but it was unnecessary. Anyways, it leads off though where they realize the moon's red and they actually have to go and now figure out what they're gonna do about the Calamity, because that is what's happening to the Calamity. And they end up running into a whole bunch of dragons, which actually culminated into a decent fight scene. I like this whole fight scene. It was really well done. You know, for the most part, Saray and his group were like, how are we going to deal with not one, but like several dragons? And one of them being Simone, apparently, because she was transformed into a dragon. You know, of course, Rose transforms and uses armatization. She goes at one of the dragons, which is Simone. But Dezel tells her, listen, we're going to have to do something about this, because right now, you know, we have to take it down. We have to figure out what we're going to do. And all these enemies are too much for Saray to handle. If he wastes all of his energy, he's not going to be able to fight. So he uses his kind of triumph, which is the gun that the other guy had, Zavid, and he activates it, allowing him to kind of go into like a burst-like state while using the power of the armatization. So it's almost like a attack that's used together in unison with one another. And of course, as you know, that's not the best thing for his character, because as he did in the game, it cost him life to use his power. Now, very similar to the game, he has this whole sequence where he's talking with Rose at the end, and I don't know, it lacked the oomph that the game had, to be honest with you. It wasn't bad, but at the same time, it really didn't feel that great compared to it. I did feel a little bad, though. I kind of understood that, you know, this is it for Dezel. He had to use his power to make sure that Saray continues on, and also keeps Rose safe at the same time, so it was kind of that matter. Like I said, this wasn't a bad episode. I don't think it was as good as any of this other episodes so far of the first season, mind you, but comparison to the season 2 beginning and all the episodes at the beginning, it's way better than most of them, so I enjoyed it. Anyways, guys and girls, I would love to hear your comments. Tell me, what did you think of the episode? I have nothing else planned for today, at least off the top of my head. Of course, the podcast is coming out probably around 2 to 2:30, so look out for that on Taco A Team. Links in the description box below for that. I will talk to you guys later. Have a great, blessed day, everyone. Bye-bye.